CH scanning, perform port and service scan. The tool we are going to talk about is called as megaping. Similar to Angry IP, give IP address range. In this GUI tool, it shows for each IP, TTL and status of host. It also shows port status and the service names for those ports. NetScan Tools Pro is similar to this megaping. Okay, there is something called as inverse TCP flag scan. Inverse TCP flag scan. Attacker send TCP probe packet with a TCP flag like fin, urge, push, set or with no flag set. Here, no response means port is open, whereas RST response or RST/ACK response means port is closed. So advantages: avoids many IDS and logging systems, highly stealthy. Disadvantages: needs raw access to network sockets, thus requiring super user privileges. Mostly effective against hosts using a BSD derived TCP/IP stack. Not effective against Microsoft Windows hosts in particular. Okay, some of the Nmap options. Nmap -S capital S with Windows firewall open, which is a SYN scan or half open scan or stealth scan, was better than -SX scan because it said the scanned ports of the target are open or filtered. Not sure if it is open or filtered. Okay, NM-M, which is Maimon scan, is no different from XMA scan. Maimon scan sends FINAC flag set message. If the port is closed, the target sends RST, else it won't send anything. So we are not clear if the port is open or filtered. After disabling the Windows firewall, both -SX and -SM set ports are closed. Okay, HPing 3 -1 is for ICMP mode, -2 for UDP scan, UDP -2 for UDP mode, -8 for scan mode, -9 for listen mode, -S spoof source address. Example of HPing 3, HPing 3 -A target IP, -P80, -C5. Here -A specifies ACK flag, -P specifies port number, and -C specifies count of packet, 5 in this example. Another example, HPing 3 -8, -P 0 to 100, -S 10.10.10.16. Here is -S is for SYN scan. HPing 3 -F -P -U target IP, -P80, -C5. Here two flags, fin and urge flags are set. It looks like both Nmap and HPing 3 get same kind of information. Okay, examine TTL field after pinging a target. If the TTL is 128, which means the ICMP reply possibly came from a Windows based machine. If the TTL is 64, possible target is Linux machine. For Mac OS it is 255. Okay, now to evade firewall and IDS. Nmap -F is for fragmentation. The packets will be divided into small fragments. Here F is capital. Nmap -F. So when we give this option, the packets will be divided into small fragments to evade a firewall. Similarly, Nmap -G80 target IP. This is to manipulate the port to evade firewall. Source port will be 80, but the message will be sent to all the ports on the target. This is somewhat like a port spoofing. Port spoofing. I think, I am not sure. So -G80 to evade the firewall. Nmap -MTU8. Normally MTU will be 1493.1500, but here since MTU is given as 8, the packets will be small size to bypass the firewall or IDS. Nmap -D RND10 target IP address. Here -D is decoy and RND is random. 10 denotes 10 different IP address for the source. Create custom packets using Colasoft packet builder to evade firewall IDS. It's a simple GUI tool. We can create ARP or UDP or TCP etc. packets. We can give source address and destination address as MAC address. Remember, we are not spoofing here. This is like okay. So we can also create custom packet using HPing3. We can also customize using Nmap, using hyphen data as an option. For example, Nmap target IP hyphen data deadbeef. Here Nmap sends the data deadbeef to the target. Data is customized. Another example, Nmap target IP address hyphen data hyphen string some string. Here Nmap sends a string as payload to the target. One more example, Nmap target IP address hyphen data minus length 5. So Nmap send minus data minus length to append number if random data bytes to most of the packets without any protocol specific. Nmap target IP address minus randomize hosts. Randomized hosts to scan the number of hosts in the target network in random order to scan intended target beyond firewall. Nmap target IP address bad sum. So it's just a bad checksum to evade the firewall. Nmap minus SR capital R target IP network is to identify RPC service running on a network. Okay, we can draw network diagram using network topology mapper.exe from a company called SolarWinds. Just give the start address and end address, save the scan as some name and click discover. It gives the network diagram, shows information, and we can even connect remotely to any node. Okay, scanning tools for iMobile. Okay, scanning tools for mobile IP scanner. Fing is a mobile app for Android and iOS that scans and provides complete network information such as IP address, MAC address, device vendor, and ISP location. It allows attacker to discover all devices connected to a Wi-Fi network along with their IP and MAC address as well as the name of the vendor device manufacturer. It also allows attackers to perform network pinging and trace route activities to specific ports such as SSH, FTP, NetBIOS, etc. Network scanner is another tool. It also displays IP address, MAC address, host names, and vendor details of all available devices in the network. This tool also allows attacker to scan targets with specific port numbers.